Okay, everybody, thanks for tuning in again to the Culture Capture Spotlight podcast. My name is Joe, and I'm on the phone today with Goldenboymnmy.
What's up, guys? Thank you for having me, bro.
Yeah, bro, it's a treat to get you on. Like I was saying a couple minutes ago, I know how hectic and shit's been for you lately. You just dropped Bet On Me, your latest tape, and got announced you're on the Summer Smash card. So congrats for that, bro. I mean that.
Thank you.
How did that? Let's just start with that. Honestly, like how did that feel? Did you know before it was announced that you were going to be on the card, or like?
Yeah. I knew. It's just a funny story. The reason that happened is because I'm tapped in with some of the people at Lyrical. Since I started working with Sheriff and CEO a year ago, maybe a little bit over a year ago, I met a lot of people, and the reason that I got on that lineup, I'm not gonna lie, it's mostly Jake, Glow Up Jake.
Mm-hmm.
That's my homie. I don't know exactly what happened, but one day he called me on the phone, and we talked for 20 minutes. And then I know he's just so you want to be on a festival? I was like, yeah, of course. And he was like, okay. Then you're at Summer Smash. And I was like, wow. I didn't really know what I knew what he said, but when somebody says something to you and then 5 minutes later, you actually realize what they said to you?
Yeah.
That's basically what happened to me. I was like, thank you, bro. Blah. Called my other homie, KO, who works with Lyrical. I was like, bro, da-da-da-da. It was funny because a lot of people that, that I guess you could call my team, a lot of people that have been helping me in a bunch of different ways, over the past year, a lot of them knew before I knew. So when I found out, it was just so funny. I'm like, bro, no, you motherfuckers gonna tell me this?
That's funny as hell. So your team kept it from you? How long did they keep it from you?
Not super long. Maybe 2 or 3 weeks or something like that.
Oh, damn. That's still pretty long. I mean, that's almost a month,
Yeah, I think it was just because nothing was final and shit. But yeah, it was something that was in the workings of happening,
Yeah, bro. Because I know some other people on the card too, and they were genuinely surprised. They almost seemed like they didn't know that they were going to be confirmed and announced. So I was curious to know with you how it, that process was for you, because it's different obviously for all the artists on the card.
Yeah, of course. I literally found out I didn't know when they were going to post the poster though. So that is what shocked me. I literally got out of work one day and that shit was on Instagram. I was like, damn. I knew. I found out 2 weeks before it got posted, 2 or 3 weeks before.
Cool. And I'm sure your phone was just bugging with notifs and shit. I'm sure, how was that kind of dealing with all the storm of congratulations and texts and DMs?
It's bittersweet, bro, because that shit damn near makes you lose faith in people in some ways, because it'll be people that you have never talked to in your life, or somebody that you haven't talked to since you were 10, and they're congratulating you, but they never heard one of your songs. Your name is just on the cards, and they feel like they knew you at one point in their life, right? So they feel like they can be oh, congratulations, I'm so proud of you. But they weren't really a part of the journey at all that it took to get there. So on that end, it's kind of bitter, but it's nice for all the people that have been really on my side this whole time, and have seen all the work I put in.
Yeah, bro. I mean, I was just talking about myself personally. I was hyped for you when I saw your name there. I was like, bro, that's the homie, on the card and shit. I was psyched, bro, and it's dude, I can't even imagine that. Are you nervous? Are you how are you feeling leading up to it? I mean, obviously we're months away, but
I'm nervous, but I'm just more excited than anything because I know feel like so much opportunity is going to open up before and after the show. So I'm really excited more than anything. Obviously, I'm nervous because, like, I've done a couple shows, but never anything like that, obviously. Like, never anything like that. So I'm going to have to practice, you know, do all that shit, but I still feel good.
Right. And, like, who are some of the artists on the card? Like, I'm sure you've had a chance now to, like, see all the artists on the card. Who are, like, if you could pick 2 or 3, who are those, like, who would you want to really be working with or trying to get in touch with for future, like, music and shit? Because that's going to be an option, bro. I mean, shit, you're going to be backstage with everybody.
Bro, I know. It's just crazy, but I want to work with a lot of artists on the lineup. It's a really solid lineup.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to work with. I'm not gonna say 2 that I want to work with the most out of everybody because I don't have an answer for that. But 2 people that I know I definitely want to work with. I want to work with Pierre, like as an artist and as a producer, and I want to work with Earl Sweatshirt too.
Yeah, bro. Seeing Pierre get on there too was hard as hell.
Yeah. I was really happy about that. I feel like his name should have been a little bigger, though. I feel like Pierre doesn't really get the respect that he deserves sometimes.
Yeah, bro. When T-Lop 5 drops, though, he's going to get some of that.
Hopefully that's going to change, yeah.
No, let's just say we know that's going to change, bro. I just think that shit's going to kind of put him up a lot more. For You did really well, or, like, PlayStation did really well.
Yeah, it's a great song. So.
Yeah, bro. But yeah, keeping on with like Summer Smash, did you ever like go to the show, like just being like a kid from Chicago and stuff? And like if you have, what is it like again? Just seeing like, holy shit, now I'm on the card and like I'm gonna see my friends from the stage.
I've definitely been to a couple shows. I didn't go to Summer Smash though. I never been before. I only been to a couple shows because like I'm not the most sociable person. Like, I have that skill, but that's not what I enjoy. Like, I'd much rather just be making something at home, like, with a friend or something like that, instead of going to a concert. Because, like, I remember a couple years ago, I literally told myself, it was after, I think it was a Smoke Perp concert. After I went to that show, it was a good show and everything, but after I went to that show, I was like, okay, I'm not going to any more shows unless like I'm backstage or I'm performing, because I feel like that's an important mindset to get in. Like, you can still go to shows to enjoy the music, but like when it's also good to have that perspective, because I feel like that kind of pushed me, you know, to get to the other side, if that makes sense.
Yeah, bro, that totally makes sense. I want to kind of transition to Bet on Me. You just dropped your like latest album. What you told me in the past, like your most serious kind of pride and joy out of your discography. So if you haven't listened to Bet on Me yet, go listen to Bet on Me.
Yeah, definitely go listen to Bet on Me.
Yeah, check that out. It's a dope album, bro. To start.
Thanks, bro.
I really fucked with like the new sound, newer sounds that you were kind of throwing around throughout the tape, and that's the first question for me, bro. Is like, how long has it been taking you to like smooth out this sound and figure out like where you want to be heading vocally, like as an artist?
Bro, the crazy part is like I had like I don't know how to explain this really. Basically, how me releasing music has always worked. It's like this for most artists. So I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. But like the songs that come out like are not new when they come out most of the time. Like there's probably like 2 or 3 relatively new songs on Bet on Me, but like most of those songs are from the early half of last year. Like, and I don't even completely sound how I sounded on Bet on Me right now. You know what I mean? So but I do like the Bet on Me sound, and I feel like that is definitely that project is completely different from my other ones, and it's a lot more polished, and it focuses less on the lyrics and the rapping so much and more on the vocal inflections. Because when I was a kid, like I wanted to be a singer, you know what I'm saying? Like before I even listen to rap. Like, I wanted to sing, and I wanted to start incorporating that into my music a lot more, because I feel like it's more representative of who I am as an artist.
No, yeah, yes, bro. And you have some videos coming out. I know you have one for Cadet that's dropping soon, or is already dropped, depending on when this comes out.
Yeah, depending on when you guys hear this, yeah.
Yeah, and you went out to LA for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So was that the first time you've done the LA, like would fly to LA and shoot the movie for a track, or no?
I did that one other time, like in like 2019, I think. I shot a video for this song called Arcade. It's still out. It was on Once Upon a Time, which was my project before Bet on Me. I shot a video for that. It came out, but then I took it down because YouTube wouldn't let me put ads on it because there was somebody sticking up the middle finger. Pretty stupid, but it's cool. It's probably gonna be out. Even though it's old, it'll probably be out by the time this interview's out. I think I'm gonna find some way to put it out there because it's still a cool video and it's a nice throwback to see me with blonde hair.
Damn, that is that is definitely some older content. What you were saying earlier though about like Bet on Me and like how you sound a little more different now almost than like what's being put out on Bet on Me. I was in the studio with you because you were working with Jack a couple months ago. Shout out to Private Talk for the studio space.
Yeah, that was fire.
And your sound there is like it's similar. It's pretty similar to like what's on Bet on Me, and like, bro, it's hard. Like, I don't really think there's many other people that have like the sound you're going with right now. And like, would you kind of like agree? Like, has that kind of been the feedback you've been seeing and hearing? Like,
yeah, I would definitely say so. The reason I started doing like the very specific vocal things and like more songs and lyrics in high register is because like I'm just trying to make something that, one, I feel like is me, like it came from my brain and it's not super derivative of other things, and I want to make something that I feel like is hard to imitate. Like, you can imitate a flow, but like you just can't, like, some people can't do that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like getting good at the things you know are unique to you, and then putting that spin on it, I guess.
No, definitely, because it's like no one can really. Few artists are gonna really have to like bust their ass to try and replicate the sound you put out. You know what I mean? It's just so like far few in between artists that can really make that sound kind of pop the right way. You know, without it sounding trash. Like simple as that.
Yeah. For sure.
I want to move into like CEO Beatz and Sheriff. Obviously, your homie Ra. You've known Ra for years, but I want to definitely have you touch on CEO and Sheriff and just kind of like walk me through how you met with them and like how your relationship kind of formed, and then maybe we can go into like, you know, the studio sessions, what it's like working with them and stuff like that.
Yeah. So let me go back in time. I met CEO because Ra had met him. I'm not sure how. He might have met him through Supa, but I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. But I was talking to CEO. Like, I DM'd him a couple times, and I sent him my project, and just because we were talking, and it took him a while to listen to it. Once he listened to it, like, he DM'd me back. He was like, bro, like, this is so good, like, blah, 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 talking about Once Upon a Time. And then eventually I went to his house. He played me some beats. I played him some songs that I didn't have out. And then that relationship just kind of formed that way. We just kept hanging out, like, as friends. And then we started working together. And he kind of was, like, just teaching me things about, like, music in general and also, like, the Chicago music scene. How I met Sheriff, I wanted to work with him for a long time. But he started making, like, he made a couple beats with Ra. They made a couple labs. And I remember Ra showed me, and I was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I really want to use this beat. At the time, I don't think I used it because I don't think Sheriff knew who I was yet. But then, like, me and him ended up talking, and he sent me, like, 3 beats. And one of them was that Lab with Ra. I made the song. I sent it back, and he was just, like, so surprised. And that's how that relationship started forming. We kept working. Eventually, he visited Chicago. We got in the studio. I met him in person for the first time. CEO also came to the studio that day. And that was, like, pretty much the start of everything.
And from there, obviously, you guys have probably made dozens and dozens of songs, and
yeah,
you've probably heard a couple hundred beats.
we have hundreds of songs. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
but it's been a really beneficial experience for me because I haven't made that many friends in music. Like my relationship with them is unique because like they're my mentors. Yes, and they're also kind of like helping me on the management front right now, but also like they're just my friends. Like they were the first people that haven't known me since I started to really believe in me. You know what I'm saying? Like invest their time, like teaching, like they helped me with producing a lot too.
That's hard. Yeah, because you were mentioning like when did you start producing exactly? Like I'm sure you've been doing it for a while, like playing around and fucking around with it. But like, when did you sit down seriously and go, nah, like I want to be like co-prodding and prodding songs for some artists?
When did I do that for real? When I sat down and I was like, okay, I'm gonna focus on getting better at producing. I did that in the start of December, and I made the funny thing. I made the beat for Pay It Away like December 31st. So.
Yeah, that's wild. That's really wild. A little New Year's Eve activity.
Yeah. That's all I really do for like most people will go to parties, like do this and that. I don't really do none of that shit, bro, because like that's not what I'm interested in. Like I just want to improve as a creative, and that's the most important thing to me. Like that's literally more important than money to me personally.
That's definitely true too, bro. Because like just witnessing, you know, from social media. I mean, bro, you've been steady posted in the stew. You know what I mean? With CEO, with Sheriff, Raw. Obviously your homies as well, like helping them with like, you know, on the ETP side of it too. It's just like you've been steady in the studio. Are you like since the tape's been out and like since, you know, you've been kind of focused more on like rollout and other stuff, maybe appearances, I'm sure, but like have you been like still locked in like that in the studio?
Yeah. Also shout out ETP, by the way. You guys are all gonna know about them soon. But yeah, I still get in the studio a whole lot. I was in the studio a lot when I was trying to really lock in and get better at producing. I'm still doing that, but I kind of went back to making songs for the meantime because I want to add some more to the vault because I feel like spending all that time producing has made me a better artist. So I want to make some more songs and then go back to producing, you know?
Yeah. No, that's cool. I like how you really do have that balance and it's not just like burning out one lane, you know, and there's like multiple options for you when you're going in the studio.
Yeah, because I feel like that's key, bro. That's how you keep the spark in you. Like that's how you keep music fun when you constantly try different things.
Yeah. And it's like there's that natural creative energy, I think, that just kind of hits a studio session when it's like there's fun in people's mind and it's not like work, you know what I mean? It's not like you know, it's like an actual
it's not like a chore.
And I mean we can touch on ETP and all your homies there. I mean I've seen Vell's up on TikTok for sure. His numbers are crazy on there. And
Yep. Vell is like gonna be a huge artist. Like he's gonna be a huge artist. Mark my words. You're gonna go back to this interview in like 2-3 years, and that nigga's gonna be up, and I'm gonna be like, I told you, because he is so talented. Like everybody in ETP is very talented, but I have always worked. Like I worked I believe in everybody so much at ETP, but I really believe in Vell a lot because I helped him, like, he recorded his first songs, like, at my house when we were, like, 17, 18. Like, we were making music so much when we were younger, and I just saw him get better so fast. Because we met him after ETP was already a thing. For, like, a year, we met him. And it was, like, me, Cam, my brother Josh, and my homie Cello. It was us, and my friend Matt. It was all us, and then Josh introduced us to Vell, and yeah, we just all started making a whole bunch of music. We got better together, and yeah, like my brothers.
And it's kind of a good segue to tell some story about you for, like, your fans and listeners. Like, you were making music as a group with them. You know, that was kind of your first start, right? When you first started releasing music, and then you guys kind of all were like, hey, let's focus on ourselves and, like, still keep this a thing, right? If I have the story down. And
no, yeah. That's pretty much what it was. Now we're starting to get back into the whole idea was like we're gonna be better as a group once we develop more individually, you know? And along with the individual development comes with everybody branching out and making their own connections, getting their own resources. So then when we all come back together to do, like, a project as ETP, like, the outreach will be that much better.
Right. And, I mean, what do you have planned, if anything, kind of for this year? Like, is there any special ETP projects or, you know, tapes we could expect in the near, like, future from you guys?
Yeah, I'm not gonna say too much on that, but yes. Also, the ETP YouTube channel is gonna start dropping just a bunch of music videos, a bunch of content. We're gonna really start building our YouTube channel, so look out for that as well. There's probably already a couple newish videos up on there.
Oh, that's tough. I fuck with that. So you guys are gonna be dropping, like, all your videos on that one channel?
We're not going to drop all videos on one channel because it's still important to cover all bases. But there's going to be a constant stream of media on that channel.
That's tough, man. That's tough.
For sure.
It's cool to see, too, that, like, you got multiple artists hip to the idea of, like, putting content out on social media and, like, putting yourselves out there. You know what I mean? Because I feel like a lot of artists kind of miss that, especially in the underground scene when it's, like, you can gain such a quick advantage. And it can help elevate your music, you know what I mean, and just your brand, because it's like you get out to more eyes, you know what I mean, more audience. So
yeah.
Good for you guys, for real, for going down that lane.
Yeah, the socials, social media, all that stuff is really important. I'm still trying to. I feel like, honestly, I'm the worst at that out of everybody. Like, out of everybody in ETP, me and Rob probably post the least because we're just like, I don't know what to post. Like, besides snippets, like, I just don't, like, what, I don't know. But I'm gonna get better at that. I'm gonna start posting a lot more. I just have to figure out how exactly I want to do it. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, but I also think it's natural too. Like, on the flip of what I just said, it is natural too for some artists to be like, yo, I don't really be, like, needing to post every week or, like, every day.
Yeah, I mean, that's literally just not, like, it's not who I am. You know, like, I'm not a social media, like, all I have is Instagram now. Like, everybody's trying to get me to start using Twitter and shit, and I'm gonna do all that, but, like, natively, I wouldn't do that. If I wasn't making music, like, I would not have that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's kind of hard for me to use it because of that. But I'm learning.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the same thing about myself, dude. Like, I'm like, you know, it's kind of awkward because it's like, don't you use CC's Instagram? But it's like, yeah, but that's my job. You know what I mean? Like, if I didn't have that kind of job where it was like you had to focus on, you know, you had to really dig on, you know, social media platforms to find shit and all that. Like, bro, I would not be on it because it's like, you know, Twitter's funny. Like, I go on Twitter for relief because it's like there's a lot of goofy stuff on there as much as it's like work and promote your work and all that, you know. That's why I like Twitter. But even Twitter's going, like, Twitter used to be way more funnier than it is now.
Yeah, everything is like just changing in the social landscape. I feel like it changes slightly, like every 2-3 years. It changes slightly. It changes every year, but like the change becomes more noticeable after more time.
Like, have you seen like like Adin Ross? Do you know who that is?
Yeah, 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 of
Like,
course.
you see all the big rappers going to him now on Fridays for promo.
Because
You know what
like
I mean?
because yeah, bro. It's because like it something that people don't realize is like authentic promo is like not an easy thing to get ever. Like it never really was, but before, since it was earlier in the days of like just internet music and like, you know, people posted SoundCloud shit like that, like you could probably blow up off a song with fake plays back then, like because that shit was still kind of new, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But now like you need authentic promo, like you need real followers, you need like, so because of that people are searching for new ways to get their character, like their music, out to new eyes. And I think that like being on somebody's live stream or like being on somebody's YouTube channel, that's one of the best ways to get authentic promo, because that's X amount of people you know are going to be interested in the content because they clicked on the video and they like that channel.
Right. And yeah, I mean, it's just been crazy to see, like you're saying, like that social landscape just change. Obviously, TikTok has been like a huge boost in the music industry. You know what I mean? I feel like it went from a national reputation of like, this platform, really, we're gonna use this now, to it's you use it now, you know. And I feel like
for a while I feel like what TikTok is kind of doing now, like they're you see all the viral dances and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before, like all the dance videos and stuff will be on like Instagram and just other social media. They still are, but TikTok is now the main place for that.
Do you as an artist feel like, shit, like I want to make this song, or like you'll hear a certain beat, have a melody in your head and be like, yo, this could be kind of fire for TikTok? Like, do you go in with that intention? Or yeah, you're laughing, so probably not.
It's no. It's just funny because I'll think that after the fact. Like I feel like Sheila, I could go viral on TikTok, but I didn't make the song with that intention. It's just when the song's done and you listen to it, you'll just think of scenarios that it could be funny in, or that it could, you know, garner a lot of attention in. I don't really go in thinking that. But I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of thinking that when I first started experimenting with like the high pitched vocals. I was thinking about that, like, because I feel like that has more potential to be on some viral shit. That's not really the reason why I did it, but once I made a couple songs like that, I kind of realized that it had that potential.
Yeah, I could tell. I mean, yeah, that's like if you were to tell me like, hey, get in the booth and like try and make a song to go viral on TikTok. I want some like synth heavy ass beat. I want some like rage type, you know, rage type vibes, and I want to get some like high pitched ass like, you know, vocals, you know, like that. That's what I feel like is just people are really fucking with right now, and maybe some like screaming in there. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's
try to cover all bases.
Yeah, like I just feel like everybody is fucking with that noise right now, and it's crazy to see, like kind of that like fair weather element of it too, where it's like, damn, this shit was up as a motherfucker, and then it's cold as hell like a week, 3 weeks later, you know. I think that's another like that's a side effect of it, if you will, too, where it's like an artist will go, like, I think with that intention of like, yeah, I'm gonna make this for TikTok, and then like it does its thing, and then either does nothing, or like, you know, it carries on for just like a certain window. And, you know, it's just crazy. I think, like, I don't know, we've talked in the past about like, you know, making albums kind of, you know, real pieces of work. And like before Bet On Me dropped, you had said like, yo, like this album is going to be like a real piece of like work. You know what I mean? I think you did that, not because it was like lyrically all that, like you were saying earlier, but just because like the sounds, bro, and the melodies, like it's a different type of complete project that I think is a standard where we are in the music scene now. You know what I mean? Like, I grew up really listening to like old school rap, like 2000s, you know, Meek Mill, like early 2010 shit. And that was all lyric based, you know, but like now, like it's hard to really sit here and be like, bro, like if you're not lyrically 100, like it's a shitty tape. Like that's out the window, you know?
Yeah, man, that's just definitely out the window. But I feel like the lyrics are still very, very important for like hip hop and rap music, right? But I almost feel like now there's more and more artists like carving this unique space between genres. Like that's kind of what I feel like I'm doing. Like I don't necessarily feel like my music is rap most of the time. Sometimes I feel like I'll listen to a song and I'm like, okay, this like feels like a rap song. And sometimes I'll make a song and it feels more like a pop song. Sometimes I make a song and it's more towards like the R&B area. So I feel like I'm kind of in terms of my sound now, like I feel like I'm in a weird space between like a few different genres. And I feel like there's a lot of artists that are also in that space.
Yeah, I agree, bro. I think there's like more and more by the month you just kind of learn about where it's like, damn, this dude's really bending genres. And it's really the producers too, man. Like a lot of these producers you see working with like the underground, like the big name underground people, it's like the people you're working with too. It's like they're really doing a great, like there really is just this like consistency amongst the industry right now of like beats that really just pull, you know what I mean? It's not just like your basic cookie cutter shit, where I do think it was for a couple years, honestly.
I think that it's weird because I feel like now I don't really know how to say this. I think that there's like a new normal every couple of years for production, right? For a while, probably, I honestly feel like we're in the tail end of it, but at the same time, I'm not sure because I don't see it going anywhere, right? But like the two-step hi-hats, like Pierre Beatz, basically. Like, I don't think that that's going to go anywhere, but I feel like maybe in 2 years, that's not going to be the type of beat everybody wants to get on. Like, I think that the culture will shift a little bit, but I think that will still have its place. And it was interesting what you said about like cookie cutter beats, because a lot of people don't like the simplistic beats, but that's what artists like. Like a lot of artists just like when you take away all the extra shit so they can just rap on a beat that's a lot more basic, and then you can add shit after. Like that's how I started with Sheriff. Like he'll give me like a blueprint for a beat pretty much, and once I start my vocals, we'll go in and add stuff.
And like that process of recording where it's like you're going in and adding stuff easier for you versus getting like a completed beat, like no finishing on this, like this is the way it's gonna be type of thing?
I think it's I wouldn't say it's easier, but I feel like sometimes the end result is a lot better because like I don't really rap per se. Like all my songs are melodic, so I think that you can wrap the song into a complete package much better when you do post-production.
No, I get that for sure.
Like you can get the sub melodies to complement the vocals, and you can even put like drums on certain words so that it emphasizes them. Just little shit like that you wouldn't really notice, but it probably wouldn't be in the song without the post-production.
Right. I wanted to kind of see if you wanted to put some spotlight on like Chicago's scene, and kind of shout out some people that like you've been listening to, obviously like your homies and their music, but like, who are some other underground artists that like, or just artists in general in Chicago, they can be mainstream too, that like you've really been like listening to heavily and like you not pull inspiration from, because that's like too kind of basic, but like who you've just been kind of like, damn, like they're moving cool as fuck, or like their sound is just raw as shit?
Lucky more than anyone for me. Like I've been listening to Lucky since like 6th, 7th grade, so I've always kept up with his music. Like I really, really fuck with Lucky. He's definitely an inspiration to me. He's like top five inspiration for my music. You might not be able to hear it, but like I went through a lot of evolving as an artist to get to the point I'm at now. And I definitely probably sounded like Lucky early on.
Like first tape you dropped, like Golden Boy Meets World?
No, that wasn't even my first tape, honestly. That's the earliest one I kept up. But I'm talking about before I was even releasing music. Like when I was just making music, trying to get better, and I was not showing anybody.
Yeah, that's what I thought you meant.
Yeah. But besides Lucky, there's a lot of Chicago artists I like. I really like. There's just so many. I really like CP's music. You know who that is?
I do.
Yeah, he's hard as fuck. I also, obviously, always gonna fuck with Supa. Supa's done a lot for me as well. And Supa's really, really talented. Like, every time I hang out with Supa and we're in the studio and we, like, make music, like, it is, because he's another artist that I listened to a lot when I was younger. It's really cool to just see his process, because it's not that different from mine, you know?
Right.
And I feel like something that working my way up, just like in the Chicago music scene, has taught me is like you appreciate someone's music so much more after you meet them.
Mm-hmm.
Like it feels different because you just understand certain things and like certain things resonate more. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but that's a phenomenon that I thought was really interesting because I never would have realized or thought about that had I not started meeting people.
Yeah, I mean, you bring up Supa, and it's kind of interesting because obviously Raw, right? Like, is that like how you met Supa was through Raw?
Yes. But how it happened was I posted a trailer of this song that I was gonna drop. It never came out, but I posted a trailer of this song I was gonna drop when I was in LA the first time I went in like 2019, and Supa just ended up like finding it. I don't even remember how, but that's how he linked with Raw, because he was like, this beat is like fucking crazy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's how he linked with Ra. And then not long after I met him. So it was honestly just him hearing something he liked and reaching out.
Yeah, so he actually heard, like, because I've known, I think some people, like, if you kind of are in Chicago's scene, you know, like, Supa's working with Ra, you know? Based off the shit that happened, like, last summer, like, I heard about, obviously, and, like, it's super raw to see him kind of, like, hearing about, I think, Raw used unironically there, but it's dope to see him working with you and actually hear it. It's like, he heard him through, like, your song and not, like, you know, the Future Kings one that went, like, stupid viral, you know?
Yeah.
That's cold, bro. I want to kind of talk about just, you know, Goldenboymnmy as a person. Like, you know, what you do that's, you know, not music. I mean, obviously it's a big part of your life, but, you know, you're a human being. You do other shit. You have other interests. Like, talk about them. You know what I mean? What else are you kind of fucking with in culture?
I'm glad you asked this. I feel like nobody really knows. Like, people don't really know anything about me, which is okay, but I'm not afraid to talk about myself. I like video games a lot. I really like cartoons. I literally don't watch TV. Like, I haven't watched a real TV show probably in, like, several years. I'm trying to change that, though. I just don't know what to watch. And also, like, real TV and cartoons are different because you can have cartoons on the background when you're doing something. And, like, a real TV show or, like, a movie or some shit, like, you gotta pay attention. And I think that's kind of why, because I'm always multitasking. But yeah, I really like video games, especially fighting games, cartoons. I like basketball a lot. I'm really interested in clothes. I want to make clothes in the future. I'm kind of starting some designs and shit, but I don't want to talk about that until, like, that is something that's even brought a little bit into fruition, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm working on that too.
I mean, dude, if you need with the clothes stuff, if you want, I can pair you with some homies. Like somebody on CC's team, his name's Seb. He's doing this like wicked hard like fashion brand. It's like luxury shit. It's not like a Gildan or like, you know, your basic hoodie. Like it's like fire quality shit. Like he's raw with it. He's got a whole space up in the north side of the city. Like I can link you with him after we're done and shit. We can talk about that privately. Okay. But you mentioned basketball and video games. I'm an NBA stain. Like, is it NBA shit that you be watching the most?
Yeah. It's NBA shit. I don't really play much anymore. I do sometimes with my homies, but like that's not really what I meant for basketball. Like, I am not the type to go play every day. I'll play sometimes though because it's still fun.
Can you shoot? Really like. What kind of player are you on the court?
I'm definitely a shooter.
Oh shit. Okay. Would not expect
I'm a shooter.
That. Would not expect that.
Yeah, I know. I like don't have good handles, but I feel like I'm a pretty solid shooter. Like
I would have penciled you in for defense because like you're tall. So
yeah. I'm decent at that too, but I'm just saying like offensively. Like I feel like I'm a shooter, and like I could be in the paint technically, but I would rather shoot.
True. Okay. Well, that's kind of raw. Who are your favorite players in the like NBA right now? Like who do you like if you're watching a game or just like highlight wise? Who are you just like? Yeah, this motherfucker is cold as hell.
There's a lot. I feel like there's a lot of like the NBA is so interesting right now because there's a lot of cold as people in the NBA right now. I really like John Morant. Mm-hmm. I think he's out of his mind. He kind of reminds me of sometimes he reminds me of like he seems like a Westbrook-esque player in terms of I guess how explosive he is. But
how he handles himself too.
Yeah. I don't like to compare NBA players though, because I want everybody to carve out their own narrative for themselves, you know? Like, I wouldn't really want anyone to compare me to another artist. So.
There you go. And then with video games, like, have you thought about potentially doing streaming? Like, is that something, like,
yes, that's going to come. Streaming, trust me, that is coming. But I have to do a couple things before that. Like, I have to find the time and have a good enough financial standing to be able to dedicate the time to really, really start that up. But it's in the cards for sure.
And what games do you play? Like, were you on Warzone when Warzone was like up as hell? Like
when it first came out, I was definitely playing Warzone, but like I definitely got tired quick. My favorite type of games are fighting games. So like Smash Bros, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Marvel vs. Capcom, shit like that. I love those games. I also like single player games, and I don't know. I'll play damn near anything. The only thing that I don't really like personally is like MOBAs, like games like League of Legends and shit like that. Like I don't really fuck with that person. There's nothing wrong with it, but I don't want to spend my time playing that. Like that's not as fun as something else to me.
You know, I feel you.
I don't play sports games super heavy either.
See, I didn't play, like I grew up playing video games, like everyone I feel like everyone grew up playing some type of video games, you know?
Yeah.
And like for me it was 2K. Like I feel like everyone's got 2K in their arsenal. Madden, Smash, bro. My cousins played the old one, like on the fucking 64 and the GameCube. Like they had them all because they're like 6, 7, 8 years older than me, so they had all them shits. And obviously the one on the Wii, and then when the one came out for the Switch like a couple years ago. I mean, that game is so fun, dude. That
game's crazy.
It never gets old.
It's probably the best fighting game ever made.
Because I still don't know all the characters. I still don't know all the characters, bro. But, like, I know I can go in there. Like, I have my select dozen that I can hand someone's ass with. You know what I mean? And, like, have a fun time. Like, that's my thing. I like to be able to play a video game, and like the only reason I should be raging is at myself for sucking. You know what I mean? Like I like it to be like a very like stress relieving thing. Like I don't like it when like people are on my ass to like compete, because it's like, gee, I compete where I work. You know what I mean? I don't compete like I don't compete with the video games.
That's not the reason you play video games. Like you don't play video games for competitiveness. You play it more so for like just as something like to take the edge off. I completely know what you're saying.
Right, bro. Right. And like I feel like Smash does a great job of like making it competitive with the homies you're playing with, but it's also like it's fun as hell. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, bro.
It's
I'm
just like that.
I'm not even gonna lie. I'm like dangerously good at Smash.
Oh
like,
shit.
I will play any rapper for money in Smash Bros.
I mean,
and
CC Smash Bros tournament.
I will definitely win that. I'm not gonna lie, bro. The only people that can beat me in Smash Bros is people that really know the game. Like, if you don't really play Smash Bros, you're not gonna beat me. Because I really play Smash Bros. Like, when I start my YouTube channel, or my friends that I play video games with, like, a lot of the content is gonna be Smash Bros. Not all of it, but that's gonna be a lot of what we start with.
On the ETP channel?
No. When I start a gaming channel.
Oh wow. Okay,
the ETP channel is separate.
Nice. Okay, so you're gonna have like a whole separate like Goldenboymnmy streaming like content channel
type shit. Yeah.
Raw.
It's not just gonna. I'm gonna do it with like two of my friends most likely, but I'm gonna have my own Twitch. Yeah.
And you said you're into. Go ahead.
All that is like in the works right now.
That's hard. That's super cool, bro. I mean, it for me, like, again, like I said, I don't play a lot. I don't follow up with like video game community culture shit. Like I just don't have the time for it, and was never that engaged.
I feel like that's a lot of people. Like I used to have the time and I don't now. I just play when I can, you know?
But I will watch people play. That's the thing, is like, all right, I want to like chill for 20 minutes. I don't want to go start the game and like watch it load and like all that shit. But I'll watch a dude's like highlights or like.
Yeah, that's why streaming, I feel like that's why streaming is like such an important industry, because like that is always going to be a thing. Like people in that age group where they're not too old for games, but they're too focused on trying to accomplish real life shit that they don't really have the time to play anymore. So they just watch it. I feel like that's a demographic that's always going to be there, and it's never really going to change.
And right, and like a further why it won't change is because that demographic is going to constantly have like a new batch of fans, like just naturally, because people are older and they start wondering what Twitch is or whatever. You know what I mean? It's because it's just like that kids love that Twitch shit. You know what I mean? Like 10 to, you know, teenagers, I guess. Like I feel like they're really all over like the TikTok and especially Twitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But besides like the shit that I said, other hobbies, I like science and I like paranormal shit. Not a lot of people know that about me, but paranormal, like I'm really, like I'm really into that. I'm really into like aliens and like ghosts. I just think that shit's interesting because none of it is really confirmed 100% real in the ways that we think. So I have always just been really drawn to that. I think it's interesting. I think there's something cool about things that no one has a definite answer for.
Aliens are real, right?
Aliens are definitely real. Not like green, weird-ass people or no shit like that, but like there's UFO, like they confirmed UFO sightings, yeah.
Yeah, right. I had known. Like I agree. Like I'm not like, I'm definitely tapped in with the paranormal stuff because it's like I feel like a lot of that shit's true. Like I think spirits are real. Yeah. I think aliens are real.
Yeah, definitely.
All of it.
I don't think there's like really a way to prove it right now, but I think it's real. And in terms of how real it is compared to like what people think it is, I don't know. But I know in some way, shape, or form, like most of that stuff probably exists.
Did you see the fact that like this is about NASA? How they used to explore like the oceans, like before they were up in space, right? They were doing ocean deep dives and stuff. And then one day they randomly were like, yep, nope, space. And like, you know, they basically never mentioned the fact they went down there. And somebody was basically like, so what the fuck did they find that had them like not go back there and like talk about it for 60 years? You know what I mean? And I'm kind of like, dude, anything government conspiracy, NASA conspiracy, that definitely gets my hair standing up, bro. I'm always like ears on those.
Yeah, for real. Me too. Like I love that stuff. And I think that some, like, in terms of conspiracy theories, that's completely different. Because I'm not going to lie, like, a solid 20-25% conspiracy theories, I feel like might be true.
Oh, dude, yeah. I mean, oh, yeah. I'm definitely, I would say even higher, bro. I feel like it's a 50-50 almost. Like, there's just so much stuff where I'm like, dude, there's like cold evidence. You know what I mean? Like, cold as day evidence, you know?
Yeah.
Where I'm just kind of like, bro, like, how is this not true? You know what I mean?
Like, how is this not this? And I'm literally looking at this. Like, how, like, what?
Yeah, bro. Like, there's so many brutal ones. I'm scared to talk about it because it's like, bro, I don't need...
Like, I was gonna say, I'm like, whoa, hey, watch what you say right now.
Eric and I, CC, like you, everybody involved in this episode does not need.
We are all gonna fucking disappear.
They're gonna pull up to the front door. Like, it's gonna be creepy, man. Bro, what's coming up for you in the future? Obviously, you know, besides your big performance in August, but like, what are some other plans and plays you kind of have on the docket coming into this year?
Yeah, bro. I honestly just want to try and figure out ways to let people into my world more. Like, I want to post more on social media. I want my fans to be able to get to know me better. Like, there's still more to know about me besides what I just talked to you about. And I feel like literally this is probably going to be the first time like I really talked about myself publicly since I've like been an artist damn near. So I want to find more ways to interact with the people that support me. That's the first thing. Besides that, there's already a whole bunch of music. I've been working with so many like crazy people, like, and I'm not going to say any names, but that's happening. Yeah, a lot more content, more music. You're gonna see more of my face. You know, I want to try to, after Summer Smash, I want to try to organize a headliner. So more news on that when I have it. Yeah, that's about it.
That's hard, bro.
Right now.
I don't really have much else to ask. Is there anything else you want to like talk about before we do our outro?
No, I don't think so. Thanks for having me, giving me a chance to, you know, just talk about stuff. It was cool.
Yeah, bro, it was a treat. Again, like, keep opening up, keep showing off who you are as a person, because you are definitely moving differently in the music industry right now, and it shows with just kind of what's been coming your way. And more.
I think people are going to be really surprised by this interview because, like, I don't really talk about the shit that I do or the people I meet or anything like that, you know? Like, if you didn't ask me that, like, nobody would know that I know anybody from Lyrical because I don't say that shit. Like, I don't talk about what I'm working on, really, because I don't feel like that's anybody's business. Like, you don't have to let people know what you're doing all the time.
Yeah, you don't. And that's, again, it's more credit to you. You know, I just remember, like, the first time we had talked, right? And, like, I had met you. It was over the phone, just like this. And, bro, you gave me, like, 55 minutes of your time. You know what I mean? And, like, I've been doing this for a little while now. Like, very few, if not, I think really you're the only artist that's ever been able to just give me, like, an hour of, like, devoted, clear, like, genuine time. And it's, like, it obviously is showing to other people that's why you're moving the way you are, you know?
Yeah, bro. I mean, that shit means a lot to me. Anybody that I work with, like, anybody that's willing to give me some of their time to work with me, like, that shit means a lot, bro. I'm trying to reciprocate that same energy, you know?
Well, dude, shout out all your platforms so, like, the listeners, if they're not already, can know where to follow you and, like, know where to, like, you know, be hip and stuff?
You can find me on at Goldenboy MNNY, so Manny without the A. That's my at on everything. So yeah, if you want to see what I'm up to, come check me out. Go stream Bet on Me. It's a project I'm really proud of. I got to work on it with my friends, and I'm really happy with it. I'm going to continue the rollout for that for a little while. So yeah.
All right, well, that's all we have for you guys today on the Culture Capture Spotlight podcast. Thank you guys again for listening to this episode, and we'll be back again with another one very soon.